Hello and welcome to the Business Center section of the Maywood Watchdog, where we're proud to announce, as part of our Entrepreneur Series, the UIC Chair Chat event with Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson sits down with UIC Chancellor Miranda to have a fun and exciting conversation over a variety of topics that range from his illustrious basketball career to his HIV diagnosis to his transition from basketball court to the boardroom. So with that being said, let's jump right into it.
Moment for me. He wasn't just my all-time favorite player, he was and still is my all-time favorite basketball player. His joy, his leadership, and his ability to elevate everyone around him showed us what greatness looks like. When I was growing up, a young hooper myself, my dad was my coach. And he was very clear about, if you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best. And so even way back in the 90s, my dad had me watching film on Magic to better my game. Now, he truly was the foundation of my athletic playing career. I have to believe that Magic knows his impact and legacy reaches far and wide, with millions of others who don't get the incredible opportunity to provide testimony of how he has influenced their lives. I am grateful that I got that chance tonight. Side note, I even named my first dog after him. For the dog lovers in the room, if you know, you know. All right, so as chairman and CEO of Magic Johnson Enterprises, he has built a legacy of success and impact, bringing investment, jobs, and opportunity to underserved communities across America. I can tell you so many wonderful things and stories about Magic Johnson Enterprises, but the Chair Chat format does that for me. So we will hear directly from Magic himself. So, if you're gonna talk about excellence, you better be talking Magic. So let's get into it. Please give your loudest and most passionate flames welcome to Dr. Marilyn Miranda, UIC Chancellor, and Magic Johnson.
Let me thank your athletic director too. That was a nice introduction too. She's doing a great job.
She's the best. We're so happy to recruit her. Well, I know y'all came here to hear from Magic Johnson, so I'm going to jump right into the first question. You grew up in Lansing, Michigan, my home state, Michigan, and stayed in the area to go to college at Michigan State. How did your family and your community shape the values that guide you today?
Oh man, they did such a tremendous job of first help me understand that I could do and become anything I wanted to become in life if I went to school and applied myself and got good grades. And also too, family values was important to my family. So every Sunday we had dinner together. Nobody could miss, 6 sisters, 3 brothers. So then my father, working 2 jobs his whole life, really let me know that the most important thing that I would have to have is an education, but also a work ethic. And it was very important to be a hard worker, and then last but not least, do everything the right way. And so I became a perfectionist because of my father. My father and mother couldn't give me extra money so that I could go to the movie with my friends. So they said, hey, I got something that can help you get your $1 or $5 or $10. Come with me. So I followed him, and he raised the garage door up and he said, I want to introduce you to Mr. Lawnmower, Mr. Rake, and Mr. Shovel. And if you want some money, that's how you're going to get it. And sure enough, I went and started working as a young kid and had a paper route, and I've been working my whole life. And I'm so happy that both of them were able to instill that type of work ethic in me, and also too, making sure that I understand that, you know, your education, just as great as they wanted me to be as a basketball player, they put a lot of emphasis on making sure that I was going to be smart too and get the grades that I needed to. In case I don't make it, I have something to fall back on.
Seems like you landed pretty well post-basketball. Just saying.
Not too bad.
Yeah. So you and I both had early childhood nicknames. I know what yours is. I'm not going to tell you what mine was. But in high school, you were given the nickname that stuck by a local reporter, Magic. So who is Magic and who is Urban?
Well, they're two different people, right? Magic is on that basketball court. He's tenacious, he's a competitor, he's a winner, and just a guy driven to win, right? And to do anything on that basketball court to win. And, oh, thanks whoever said that. But Urban is a guy that's much more laid back. A husband, a father, grandfather now, a guy who is still driven, and that. But Urban understands his purpose in life, and that's to help people. I've been put on this earth to help and give back, and that's what I'm doing. But you probably want to know Urban more than Magic, because you get in between them two lines. I'm somebody else, and so that's why I love to compete. Though that's who Magic is, and Urban is a quieter guy.
Mm-hmm. You know, I oftentimes talk about, you know, there are all kinds of different places where one competes. Certainly on the basketball court, on the baseball field, whatever, but we compete in life too, and one of the things I emphasize to our students, to my own children, that what you're competing for in life is to do good in the world, to be as good as you possibly can be at being a support to people and providing love to people. Seems like you are combining those things in your business enterprises. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, you know, my father built me like him. He's a workaholic, strong man. And then my mother also built me like her. And that's to give back and to help people. We didn't have enough to eat ourselves, but she would always take something from everybody's plate and then take it around to the community where those who couldn't afford to have dinner, she would make sure we delivered plates to them. And that's what really got me to think differently. And so in my business, we always want to touch the community and give back to the community. Yes, you want to drive profit and all that, but also how do you also affect change in the same community that you're doing business in? And then we also are able to give scholarships to a lot of young people. Matter of fact, we're giving a lot of scholarships here in Chicago, but all around. Okay, you got one. Hey, I didn't know I had somebody. So that's what it's about, you know. How can I help this young lady, you know, with her goals and dreams? Because God has blessed me so much to allow me to play in the NBA, allow me to then become a businessman. Married a woman that I met on the Michigan State campus, and you know, it's like, and so blessing after blessing after blessing. But my whole mission in life is to bless these young people out here as much as I can.
That's fantastic. So, your Michigan State team won the NCAA National Championship. I remember watching that game very well in 1979 during your sophomore year. And then you left to join the Lakers. So you went back to Michigan State in 2002 to finish your degree. How did your time at Michigan State expand your sense of what you could achieve? And what would you share with the many young people in our audience about finding their path?
Yeah, I think it's important that everybody understand, all the young people hear that everybody's path is going to be different, and embrace your own path. Your friend may have a different path. So, and your dreams and goals may become later than your friends, right? So just enjoy this journey here. Uh, when I think about my journey on the Michigan State campus, it was outstanding. I met people from all over the country, but also all over the city and the world, right? Because people came from everywhere to go to Michigan State. And to be able to understand somebody else's culture and how they grew up and become friends with those type of people, it really helped me to grow as a young man. And so I would say, always remember, just love yourself, number one, and love your own journey and path. And make sure you apply yourself. Now, there's a lot going on this beautiful campus. Time management and decision making gonna be the key for you. So making the right choice and decision is so important. You know if you can go to that party or you can't go and you're supposed to be studying. So you have to make that choice and that decision, right? And so you have to apply yourself. You know when it's time to have a good time, and you know when it's time not to have a good time. And so I was so focused on not only being a good basketball player on the Michigan State campus, but also want to be a good student. And, you know, I was a B student, solid, and I was happy about that. And made sure that my mother, she kept emphasizing, hey, it's great that you're in the NBA and doing what you're doing, but I want you to go back and finish. And I promised her I would. So that was the reason I went back as well, making sure.
You made a promise to your mama.
Yes.
You don't break those promises.
And then I have four of my sisters are educators. So they were on top of me too. Okay, go back, go back, go back. And so who would ever thought that going back would also help shape me to become a CEO in my business too. So it really helped me out a lot going back to school. So it's a beautiful thing.
So somewhere in this audience is one of my children. Viviana's here somewhere. I hope she'll shout out.
Hi, Mom. Where's she at?
I can't see with the lights.
Oh, there it is. She's waving at you right there.
Oh, there she is.
Uh-huh.
So she's in medical school.
Oh,
and
man.
One of my favorite things in my conversations with her is when I ask her, well, how do you feel about medical school? She says, it's really hard, and I really like it. And I say, good. It should be hard to become a doctor, and you should like that thing that you're working so hard for. So shout out to my
That's right.
girl out there.
That's right. Well, if I can follow up on that, that's right. It was hard making it to the NBA, but I loved every minute of it. See, I bring passion and fire to everything that I do, and I like it hard. I was coached hard. You know, my mentors were hard on me. And young people, just because somebody don't agree with you, don't make them a bad person. And just because they want to give you some good, solid advice, you know, don't think they're tough. You know, they've been there. We've been there. We know how it is. We're just trying to help you. But a lot of times, you know, we may not say it the way you would like us to say it.
I better get up.
Yeah, we gotta get up. But it's very important that not how we say it, but what did we say? And so it's so important that you understand that. And so every time I was on, whether it's high school or Michigan State campus, I just wanted to, it is cool to be smart and to grow and to learn and to really make sure that you're getting better as a woman and as a man. And so I never want to stay the same. In 25, I don't want to be the same man in 26. That's why I always do a SWOT of myself as a CEO and a SWOT of myself as a husband and a father, and try to move the weakness over to the strength column the next year. And so that's very important.
Love that. So I'm going to go to your transition to the NBA.
Okay.
So you've lived your whole life in Lansing, Michigan. Even when you were in college, you were just 15 minutes away from home. You got a home-cooked meal, see your folks, in your own bed, laundry, all that. Then you're 20. And one of the things I always like to emphasize to people, these kids, when they get drafted, they're so young. You're 20. You've moved to LA. You're playing in the NBA. What was that transition like? And how big were your phone bills?
Yeah, the phone bill was very big because I called my parents every single day and my brothers and sisters because I was lonely. But at the same time, I was focused. So we get to training camp and the coach told us what time to be there. Every day I was there 2 hours before that time, right? So I'm the only one in the gym working on my game. And so the third day, same thing happened. But the fourth day, the coach blew the whistle and said, everybody come in the middle of the court. So we went in the middle. I didn't know what he was going to say. He said, rookie, how many days in a row you been here 2-3 hours before practice? I said, every day, coach. Well, I want everybody to start showing up.
That made you super popular.
Exactly.
Yeah. What did Kareem say?
Kareem was really mad. So they made me Kareem's rookie. So now I had to get him Gatorades every time out, every time we went on the road, because they have private planes now. We used to fly commercial. I had to get him 2 hot dogs at the airport, make sure he was very well taken care of. But at the same time,
early in the morning, right?
That's right, early in the morning. But at the same time, the reason I mentioned being there early, you're gonna have some young people graduating. So the message to you, when you get that job, is to do what? Be there early. Every place I go, my team probably hates traveling with me a lot of time because I get to every speaking engagement, every appointment an hour early. And it's so important to be disciplined like that. And so that's my lesson to all these college students. Get there early, make sure that you ask a lot of questions. And so Kareem, I got to know my teammates. It was a great rookie season for me in terms of gaining knowledge from them. I got up under Kareem, and he helped me to adjust to the NBA from college. So I asked him a lot of questions. I think that's why my transition was smooth, because of the fact that I got up under the veterans and asked them a lot of questions and asked them for help.
Are you willing to ask for help?
Yes. Yes, you gotta ask for a lot of help. And then I just stayed in my apartment most of the time. I played the games and stayed, because going from Lansing to LA, that big city was a big change for me. And I was too scared to get on the freeway and do all those things. But my main focus was to make sure that I achieved my goal in the NBA. And that was to make sure people knew that I could play in the NBA and then that we could win, right? And sure enough, that happened my first year, so it was a blessing.
Yep.
Thank you.
So I want to dive a little bit deeper on that work ethic question. So I think many people in the audience, I mean, you have to have lived under a rock to have never seen Magic Johnson's highlight reels, right? So I think many people have seen the highlight reels of your time in the NCAA and the NBA. Fewer have seen all the behind-the-scenes work that you did. So what are your personal habits and mindset that helped you to excel at an elite level? And I'm especially interested in what did it take to perfect that little J, the baby skyhook. That was a big, you had help from people, but that was a big thing to have, well, tell us about your mindset.
I'm a gym rat, and so I like to stay in the gym. And I stayed in the gym, stayed in the gym, and stayed in the gym. And then conditioning-wise, I wanted to be in the best shape possible. So I worked out all the time and ran, and that was very important for me, especially my height playing point guard. The smaller guards, you know, they were going to test me, so I had to make sure that I let them know what time it was going to be, that they could.
Magic time.
Yes, and so, but again.
Oh wait, I was supposed to say it's showtime.
Showtime.
Sorry.
Yes. That's okay. You got it.
I'm learning.
We working.
I'm stepping up underneath you for mentorship.
And so what happened was my coach came to me and said, listen, you got to start thinking about scoring more because it's going to help us win. Uh-oh. See, he didn't say, he didn't say score more just because.
To help us win.
Help us win.
Right.
I was used to scoring about 17 a game, and then Jamal Wilson, Kareem, and James Worthy, and then were doing most of the scoring, and I was setting them up. But Kareem had gotten older, so he couldn't be the first option anymore. So he wanted me to start scoring more, and so that became the year that I really broke out, right? My breakout season, I was the MVP that year. We won the championship that year. I went from 17 to about 26 points, 25.8. And really, I just got a chance to do everything I wanted to do, but always remember when you're playing with, you know, the other 11 guys, somebody's got to sacrifice their game. Somebody got to say, you know what? Let me hold back for us to win. So I said, I'm gonna step back my game so that we could win, pass the basketball more. And that's what happened in the first 4 or 5 years, but then that had to change. So I told, when Coach Riley told me that, I went to Kareem and said, listen, I need another shot. You know, now that I'm gonna be shooting a lot more. I love the sky hook, but I want the junior sky hook, right? And so we worked.
Baby sky hook.
So we worked on it, and who would ever think that I could master that shot? But I did, and it helped us win, and that was it. I just want to win, and everything that I do, I just want to win and do whatever it takes for my business to win, but also being out on the basketball court, the same thing.
Yeah. Well, here in Chicago, we know about teams needing to make transitions from individuals to really playing as a team.
That's
to
right.
Be able to win. We certainly saw that here. So
yeah, with that 23 guy.
So what I didn't mention to you is, so I mentioned to you that I worked for the Duke basketball team when I was an undergrad.
Right.
And Michael Jordan and I are the same age, and I always worked the visiting team shoot-arounds. And so interacted with him, James Worthy.
Yes.
They were really fun to watch, and they were very good to the people who were staffing these things that they came to. I appreciated that.
Can I tell you a story right quick?
Please.
There was a coin flip back in
this is a great story.
'79.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had just won the championship, and it came down to LA and Chicago. That's crazy that if Chicago had a won, they would never have Michael Jordan. Because I would turn the Bulls around.
That's exactly right.
But that's so crazy that LA won, and then Michael ends up here. And we both laugh about it all the time. And I gotta tell the business students, I gotta give them this real quick, and then we'll get back. So we're playing the Bulls in 1991. And all you young people, go to YouTube and check it out.
I saw it.
Yes. Well, first, can I show them the shot first? Because that's important. You know, Michael Jordan takes off. Right hand, tongue out, right side. So we thought we had him, because all 5 of us jumped. But we forgot he could hang in the air a little longer than us. So this was so crazy. He watched us go down, still in the air. Switched the ball, remember? It went to the left hand, tongue went left, and then spun it against the glass and good. I mean, the greatest shot I've ever seen in my life. So now we win that game. And game 2, we're at half court. Both of us out there about 4 hours before the game. And he said, MJ, come here. I said, all right. So I went to half court. He said, we're going to beat you guys in this series. I said, no way you guys going to beat us. No, MJ, we're going to beat you guys. I said, okay, Michael, this is what's going to happen, though. See that shirt you got on? You got your face on the front and the back? Look at the hang tag and see what it says on the hang tag. So he looked on the hang tag and it said Magic Johnson tees. I said, either way, Michael, I'm going to win in this series. So what he didn't know, I had a t-shirt company and I was the first player to be a licensee of the NBA. And so that's very important. And why did I say that? I want the lights to come up for a minute because I gotta see the students. 1 second. Lights up, can you do that for me? If you can't, I want the students to stand up. Every student in here, stand up. There's something I want to tell you. Is that okay? All right, here I am from the west side of Lansing. Grew up poor my whole life. And who would have ever think that I could tell you that story, but also that I built 10 Starbucks in this city. Every Starbucks you see that's in the inner city, I built that, right? Oh. Here's a kid that looked just like you. Grew up much like you. So don't tell me that you can't reach your goal and dream. Education, education, education. Love yourself. And don't let nobody define what you can become, because it's up to you. So I wanted to tell all of you that. That's very, very important. You can go where you want to go, but believe in yourself. Educate yourself. And I'm a living example of that. Okay? God bless you. I just wanted to tell you students that. That's very important.
That's very much the message that we try to convey here at UIC. It's so wonderful for you.
Yeah, no, it's like,
This is a special place.
sometimes friends of theirs, they may say, oh, I want to be a doctor like your daughter. And oh, you can't be a doctor.
Yes, you
You
can.
know, and so, yes, you can. And if that's your goal and dream, put yourself in that position. And then go see somebody who looks like you, and hopefully that is a doctor. And they can tell you how they made it. And that's what I did. I ran up under every basketball player. How'd you do it? How'd you do it? Then I ran up under every CEO and president. How'd you get there? What'd you do? What do I have to do? So it's very important. And that's why I'm here today, because I want them to see that it's possible.
That's
you
good.
standing here as a chancellor. Come on, give it up for her. Come on. Talking about what you're going to do with AI here, what you've done with your first in Illinois and 9th in the country. You got to, what's that
Or
again?
social mobility.
Social mobility. Come on, give it up. They're doing great things here.
I preach about how great UIC is again.
I'm gonna do that.
All right. In 1988, I saw my first 2 professional basketball games. Lakers versus the Heat, the Heat's first year in the league, featuring Magic Johnson. It was not a competitive game. You only had to play 17 minutes, and I got to sort of watch your big personality talking with everybody. You were probably asking for all the business people's telephone numbers, knowing
That's
you.
right.
And the other game was the Celtics versus the Trailblazers, featuring Larry Bird and Clyde the Glide. Much has been written, said, sung about your rivalry with Larry Bird. How does competition change you, and how does it change your relationships?
Well, first of all, you got to embrace competition. That's number one. And I always have embraced going up against the best. And Larry Bird changed my life and changed my basketball life. And to see a guy that can play as Larry was so great and so smart at the same time, high basketball IQ, and so we knew that with the Lakers, we couldn't make too many mistakes for the Celtics, and Larry Bird would beat us. But he pushed me to be better. I knew he was shooting probably 1,000 shots every day in the summertime. It made me shoot 1,000 shots. You know, I knew he was going to get better the next season, so I had to get better. And so I think we just pushed each other. And so I was just with him yesterday in Nashville. We did a speaking engagement together. And I told him if he put on them little hot pants, some green hot pants we used to wear. Remember them shorts were short back in the day?
They're short.
Oh my goodness.
Very sexy.
All right, high five. You caught me off guard with that one. That it would be on because the Celtics had the greatest front line we've ever seen in basketball. Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish. We're never going to see a front line like that ever again. And so it took every ounce of energy. It took preparation in terms of studying the film. If you got a lot of athletes here, I'm glad I said this. Your best friend is going to be the film session. All the young athletes in this auditorium, you have to watch film. It's the only thing that won't lie to you besides the coach and the coaching staff. Your parents gonna say you great, or you played a great game.
Honey, you're great.
They may say you played a great game, and then the film will say something else, right? So make sure I watch the film all the time because I want to get better. And you know what I watch? All my mistakes.
Right.
And sure enough, it allowed me to get better because I said in the next game, I don't want to make the same mistake I did the last game. And so, very important. But Larry Bird, and then to get the chance to play with him and Michael on the Dream Team, oh. Unbelievable. And we had your other Bulls, Scottie Pippen.
Yes.
And we had Karl Malone. We had Patrick Ewing, David Robinson. We had Chris Mullin, Clyde Drexler, John Stockton.
That's a pretty stacked team. That must have been fun.
Oh, man. I didn't know
It was fun to watch.
I didn't know who to pass it to. You come down on the fast break and then Larry Bird on your right, Michael Jordan on your left. You don't know what to do. And then we had Charles Barkley. And Charles, I tell you, it was the slimmer version. But that man could play and jump, and to represent your country and to play with those young men was the best basketball I've ever played in. And I thank God every time, and I told Larry that yesterday, that we got a chance to play together instead of beating each other up, trying to win a championship. So I just had, and spend every night, Michael Jordan and I spent every night talking, playing cards, competing together. I didn't get the chance to know Michael because we only played the Bulls twice, once here in Chicago, once in LA. But Dream Team allowed me to know Michael so well, and so that's the type of experience it was, getting to know these young men away from the basketball court.
And then on November 7th, 1991, the world changed as Magic Johnson announced his diagnosis.
The HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today. I plan on going on, living for a long time, bugging you guys like I've always have.
Chancellor Miranda now shifts the conversation from his diagnosis to his life now as an ambassador for HIV awareness.
Okay, switching subjects.
Okay.
In 1991, you announced you were HIV positive and became a prominent advocate and activist, changing global perceptions of the virus. Our first Chair Chats guest, I hope some of you were here, was Tony Fauci.
That's right.
Someone whom I know was important to you, especially in the early days of your diagnosis.
That's right.
Talk to us about Elizabeth Glaser and Derek Hodel and some of the other activists and how they influenced your approach to advocacy.
Yeah, it was really, first of all, when you get a diagnosis like that and somebody deliver that type of message to you, you are caught off guard and you're just devastated. And so as I'm sitting there with the doctor, not knowing what was going to happen to me, I just asked him, I said, hey, what do I have to do to be here a long time? And he said, hey, there's a couple things. Take your meds, also be comfortable with your new status, and then keep smiling. I said, okay, and then the last thing, keep working out. I said, okay, fine. Because at that time, it was a death sentence, right? Because we only had one drug. I had to meet with people, just like in basketball, just like in business. I met with people who were living with HIV, people who were involved in the HIV and AIDS fight, to educate myself. I had to educate myself. And so, and sure enough, I got educated by so many great people. And then Elizabeth Glaser, when I met her, she was dying of AIDS at that time. And she was able to help Cookie become comfortable with going public. And she changed our life forever. But at the same time, she asked me to be the face and to go out and talk about it because it was important that they had a spokesperson like myself, as she said. So I told her that I would, and that's what I was able to do, but also go around the country to affect change, especially in the minority community, because it was moving. The numbers were really rampant in our community, running rapid, I should say. And so, and that's what I focused on the brown and black community to try to drive the numbers down at that time.
I want to give a shout out to some of our doctors in the audience who were very much part of that battle, but on the advocacy and activism, I want to go back to the Olympics team.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So it was not without controversy,
right,
because you're playing on the 92 Dream Team was after you announced your HIV status, so it wasn't without controversy. What was that like? I myself believe that some of the things surrounding those Olympics really changed the world. What was that like? But what was that like as players reacted to you, as players had feelings about whether they wanted to play with you on the same team?
A lot of the players around the world, you know, some of them didn't want to play against me because they were uneducated, right? So my job in the Olympics was to educate them that you could play against me or anybody else who was living with HIV, and you were going to be okay. So I give Commissioner David Stern a lot of credit because he was the one who called me and wanted me to play. And then it was my job to also play like Magic Johnson, because most people thought I was going to come in out of shape, not be able to.
Weak and devastated by the disease.
That's right, and not be able to run, to your point. And I trained 2 or 3 times a day. I made sure that I was in great shape, great conditioning, and in terms of condition, I should say, excuse me, and that I was able to look like myself. And sure enough, when we started playing, and the players said, "Oh, he is magic. Nothing has happened the first 2-3 games, and this is what happened." I got fouled by one of the guys, and he just started crying. Michael Jordan and I experienced the same thing. And the guy, we were stunned. What's he crying about? "I can't believe I'm playing against you. You're my favorite player. I just fouled you. I just fouled you. I'm so sorry." Yeah, it was like, wow. And then sure enough, the next time down, Michael gets fouled by 2 guys, and they both start crying. Because they were so happy to be on the court against us and to be able to play against us. And so as we went along, all of that went away. And it was more about, oh, he's okay, nothing can happen to me. We started educating people. And the problem we have, especially in the minority community, a lot of misinformation. And so when we think about it, we got to make sure we educate ourselves and get the right information. And so that's...
And coming from the people who are trusted.
That's right. That it's got to be that we must get those who are trusted in our community to stand up and educate and do more education. That's why I went to 300 high schools, colleges, and then also churches. So I did a high school, college, and then a church at night, and we were able to get the word out, the right information, because they thought I was on some magical drugs, which I wasn't. Same drugs available to them. That's what I was on. And here I am, 66 years old. So, what a blessing. What a blessing. What a blessing. I'm a disciplined man. I wake up at 4 o'clock. I'm in the gym 2 hours, and then I'm in the office all day. So that's my routine. I don't stay up past 8 o'clock, nothing on TV I want to watch. So my wife, she stays up.
I've watched a lot of basketball documentaries recently.
Yes. This is awesome. We're doing a great job. Thank you for inviting me. This is really great.
All right. You've invested heavily in urban communities in cities like Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think underserved urban markets were such a tough sell to investors? And what do you think they were missing about the real buying power of these communities?
I think you just said it, the spending power. You combine Latinos and African Americans, that's over $3 trillion spending power, right? And it might be more now. And so when you have a $3 trillion spending power, big Fortune 500 companies were missing a real opportunity. And so that's why I invested in urban America. They needed, Starbucks so that they can have, whether they go or not, at least they have the option to go, right? Also, it creates jobs and job opportunities within the community. So I probably spent over, I don't know how many years in Chicago, probably over almost $300 or $400 million. Mixed-use projects, Starbucks, on and on and on. And it's been really a great situation for me, creating jobs within those same communities, which is the most important thing. And then, this is really what's important, giving contracts to suppliers, minority-owned, women-owned, veteran-owned. Let's clap for that, because that's very, very important. So we will continue to invest in the city. I love this city. My grandmother used to live here, so I came to Chicago probably 6-7 times a year to see my grandmother and to understand also you got great basketball here. We had some great games here on the playground. I was like, man, these guys can play. And so it was great coming here. And so I'm just happy. Chicago is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, we love our home city.
And you know what? Every city should come here and copy their downtown. Chicago has done it right. You're blessed. Restaurants, everything is downtown, the shopping is, man, they've done it right here, so it's been great.
So unfortunately, we're running out of time.
What?
I'm going to go to a rapid fire set of
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
You haven't heard these,
Okay.
and you just gotta like pick.
Hey, oh
You know,
man,
not like a long
Oh, man.
discussion, you just gotta pick.
man,
Who was your most important coach?
wow. Wow. You know I won a state championship.
I do.
I won a college championship.
I know that.
And 5
I'm
with the
telling you,
Lakers.
I've
That's
read a lot
hard
about
to
you,
say.
my friend.
Let's see. Probably Pat Riley. But no, I go back. Pat Riley, yes. But my high school coach, because he allowed me to still be the tallest player on the team, but handle the basketball. And if it wasn't for him allowing me to still handle the basketball, I don't know if you've seen this version of Magic Johnson. So I got to give him credit for allowing me still at 6'9", tallest guy on the team, and still, because I was the best ball handler on the team too, but, you know, but he's still, at that time, the tallest guy, plays center and don't touch the basketball. Right?
You wanna shout out his name?
Yeah, George Fox.
So,
And Pat Riley, the other way, because he was so stylish, the hair slicked back, you know, forced us to wear suits and things, would help me understand you gotta look good and you play good. So I gotta give him credit. And he was also so prepared. So that's why I'm so prepared for everything that I do. I read your bio frontwards and backwards before I got here. And so.
I read yours. Yours is longer.
We are having a good time.
All right, I'd like to say that I am 1 for 1 on the rapid fire questions because I guessed you were going to say Coach Fox. That's what I guessed.
Okay.
Most important business mentor.
Oh, wow. I would have to say Greg Eaton and Joe Ferguson back in Lansing, Michigan. I didn't know that African Americans could own businesses back when I was growing up. And they did. And to see them too own so much in Lansing, not just in Lansing, in Michigan, period, really changed my dreams. So first it was just to make it to the NBA, but when I met those two guys, I said, oh, I want to be a businessman like them. Young people, stand up again, because I got to stand you up again. Let me just say this. There's a reason I did this. You think that hero is on TV, but they're not. Because you can't feel them and touch them. But this front row, everybody else out there, right in your own community, because you can feel them, touch them, and get to meet them. While you see these businesses right here in your own community, go inside sometimes, just, hey, you're the owner? Yes. How'd you make it? How'd you start this business? You can get valuable information right from somebody right in your own community. See, because you can feel and touch them, but LeBron not coming to the community. No, Jay-Z, whoever you idolize and whoever you admire, they're not going to be here. But you got all these local people right here. You have this great chancellor right here. Go up, pick their brain, ask them questions, because it's going to help you in the long run. If I didn't have those two guys, I ran into them. I ran up to them. Oh my God, I can't believe you own buildings. And I got a chance to touch that building, ask them questions. And last but not least, this is what happened. Will you please give me a job? And guess what? My first real job came from them. Check this out. They owned an office building, 7 floors. I used to get up to the 7th floor. That's where the CEO's office was. I busted in the door like I was a CEO. I started dreaming. Check this out, young people. I sat in the CEO's seat, put my feet up on his desk, hit the intercom button, and asked, pretend like I had an assistant out front. Yolanda, can you bring me some coffee and donuts in the day's paper? I sat in his seat for 2-3 hours dreaming that I was him. And guess what? Here we are 40-something years, almost 50 years later. I am the CEO. But it took me to do that and to meet those two guys. It's people right here in your own community. Please go up to them and talk to them. Get their card right here in this arena. And hopefully they will mentor you and give you valuable information. Okay, young people? All right, God bless you guys on that.
All right. I would just like to say I am now 2 for 2 on the rapid fire questions.
You're doing it.
I'm doing it. All right, so we gotta go quick.
Okay.
Pick one, which meant the most to you? NCAA championship, Olympic gold medal, NBA championship. Pick one. Pick, rapid fire, come on.
I'm going. You
I'm gonna end up blocking your shot if you
I
keep
know.
this long.
I have 18 world championship rings. I just won back-to-back with my Dodgers. I have 3 with them. The most important one, WNBA Sparks, MLS, LAFC. I mean, 11 Laker rings. How can I?
Okay, I'm gonna make it easier. Okay,
That's hard.
that's hard.
But I say when we beat Larry Bird, how about that? Anytime we beat Larry Bird, that was the best one.
Okay. I'm gonna make it easier. Pick one, the one that means the most to you. NCAA championship, Olympic gold medal, NBA championship.
No, I'm gonna say the gold medal.
Wait, there's a fourth choice now.
Oh.
NCAA championship, Olympic gold medal, NBA championship, cookie.
Oh, well, of course. It's gonna be Cookie for sure. I watched her come walking across we were in the club and I saw her on campus and I followed her. I said, I gotta get to know her. And I watched her dance all night. She was a great dancer like she still is today. And yeah, me too. And never thought, here we are, been together, 46 years. It's been amazing. Married 34 those years. So, it's a real blessing. And she's my best friend beside my wife. And I'm just blessed. And so it's Cookie all day, every day.
See, I made it easier for you. I guessed that one correctly.
Matter of fact, she helped me get.
That's right.
Help me get the rings.
Best point guard ever.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to pick another Chicago guy too, Isaiah. But you have Steph Curry. I never talk about myself, so I'm good.
Okay.
So Steph Curry and then Isaiah.
These have all been open response. There's no correct answer except this next question where there is a correct answer. Mustard or ketchup on your hot dog?
I'm a mustard man.
There you go.
Onions, I'm good.
Yes.
And it's got to be yellow mustard though. I'm a yellow mustard man.
There you go. That's
Mustard man.
that's how we eat our dogs in Chicago. It's people who talk about ketchup.
Yes.
You, I know you're still young, you still eat ketchup. That's got to change.
I never had ketchup on a hot dog, so I don't know what
Just
that's
wrong.
about.
That's wrong. Favorite song when you were 20?
Anything Michael Jackson.
There you go. Favorite song today?
Anything Prince.
There we go.
I'm an old school dude. I like the real singers and the real, Earth, Wind and Fire, Lionel Richie. I go back. OJ's and a young lady that lives here, Chaka Khan. Yeah, see, that's who I am. I'm old school, gonna stay old school, but I'm blessed at the same time. Listen, you have a great chancellor who's doing great things, pushing innovation here, thinking outside the box, super duper, super smart, but yet still approachable and still in touch. See, a lot of people, still not in touch with the community and what the students want and what the students need. Not this one. She is amazing. And that's why I'm here today, because she's doing some things that are so like I said, out of the box, but all for you so that you can be better. So let's get up and give her a standing ovation. God bless you guys. Thank you for allowing us to be here. God bless you.
And just like that, it was all over. I think a good time was had by everybody in attendance. And the beautiful thing about this event is that Magic Johnson dropped a lot of pearls of wisdom that I think are applicable to people both young and old. I want to personally thank you for tuning into the Business Center portion of the Maywood Watchdog. For more content and information like this, be sure to check out our website, maywoodwatchdog.com, or follow us on Facebook, and definitely check out our video library on YouTube.